Hello everyone, welcome to another motovlog on my channel. My name is Marshall3498, and on today's motovlog what I'd like to talk about is about the 890 2023 890 Adventure R. For those of you who don't know what stuff about the 890, this topic is going to be based upon it, and that topic on the 2023 KTM 890 Adventure is it good on twisty back roads, curvy mountain roads, twisties, whatever you want to call it? And the short answer is yeah, absolutely. This particular year of the 890 Adventure I'm riding is the base model, or the S model, not the R, and they actually only weigh 465 pounds stock, fully fuel ready to ride. And my bike has a few modifications, but I've lost some weight on it here and there, but put some weight back, so it's probably closer to the stock weight now. But you know, this bike is super, you know, with the gas tank design, where it's basically like 70% of the fuel tank is carried, to layman's terms of what you can't see while I'm riding, is most of the weight is carried down low, like on a Boxster GS. Whoa, there's your deer right there. Whoa, where are more? Oh, that was scary. Anyways, you know, it wears, sorry, a little distracted now. It weighs its weight so low, and it's a low center of gravity. You know, a lot of motorcycles have the gas tank up high at the highest point of the bike. Well, I think gas in the US anyway, in pounds, not you know, kilos, what Europeans weighed in. I think it's something like 7 or 8 pounds a gallon, and this bike's got a 5.3 gallon gas tank. So if it had conventional design gas tank, that would be, quick math, roughly 40-45 pounds at the highest point of the bike. Now as that fuel burns off, it makes a lot of that weight disappear. My other bike, my 2016 Yamaha FJR 1300, for an example, weighs 645 pounds and is not a extremely top heavy motorcycle, but it is a little bit top heavy. And when it's, say, a half a tank and below to a quarter of a tank, below right around the time the low fuel light comes on, with a 6.7 gallon gas tank, so when it has like 3 gallons or 2 gallons versus a full 6.7 gallons, it makes a difference just immediately from the time of getting it off the kickstand, leaving the gas pump. Like, whoa, that's a difference. And you know, that's the kind of stuff that KTM, even the 1290s now, I don't know when they changed that. I think it's either 21 or 2022. They went to the same gas tank design on it, because you know, and with the exception of the 390, now all of, you know, the middleweight 890, what I'm riding, and the 1290 now share that same design. The 390 does not, but the 390 is really light. It's like 340 pounds. It's pretty light. So, oh great, now I got a dog chasing me. No, started to. Anyways, but you know, all that stuff makes a difference. So it keeps that center mass down low. And another thing it does is, it sounds strange, like a pendulum effect. Going into corners like this at just a moderate, you know, speed limit pace, the bike tips in beautifully and holds the line, but it actually makes the bike feel, because it's not top heavy, it makes it feel somewhat bottom heavy. And what that does is, it makes the bike, once it leans, it like wants to stay leaning or lean more. It's kind of strange, and you don't really notice it at first. The main, you know, focus, the whole thing, what you get is the bike is not top heavy. It's very, very, you know, flickable back and forth. And these are the stock tires, which is like a 60/40 tire that come on it, Pirelli STR tires, which are somewhat aggressive. I wouldn't say they're true 50/50s like they claim to be, but they do have quite a bit of knobs on them. And even with that kind of tire, and not more like an 80/20 tire, it's still very, you know, it really likes to move back and forth side to side quite well. And you know, brakes are really sharp. You know, you got 320 mil disc on dual disc on the front. You know, suspension, that's another thing they did on the 2023. They completely redid the suspension. Now you have fully adjustable suspension, front and rear, and you know, so you can get it adjusted to your liking. Bike doesn't feel harsh. It doesn't feel watery or too soft. It's kind of that good medium. It soaks up lots of the big hits, but some of the smaller little imperfections you do feel, but they're no means harsh at all. And the bike just it's so good. Like, you know, I only have, let's see, 245 miles on mine so far, but so that's a decent time to get used to it. But it really just you know, for lack of a better term, for what I need a bike for is the unicorn bike. For me, you know, I wanted this bike for stuff like this, back road exploring, some lights, and like Mid-Atlantic BDR type of riding, that kind of stuff, Smoky Mountain 500, stuff like that. And I haven't had it off-road yet, unfortunately, but I will soon. And one thing I could say is I've ridden, you know, test road stuff throughout my 8 or 9 years of motorcycle riding. I've probably ridden roughly, I don't know, 35 different motorcycles in my time. And this bike, for what its intended purpose is for, this bike really impresses me so far. Haven't really found any negatives. I've found some little quirks that are kind of odd, but for the most part, it's been really enjoyable so far, and I continue to enjoy it a lot for every mile that I ride it. So on that, guys, thanks for tuning in to today's motovlog. If you've not already done so, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about what everybody thinks. And on that, guys, ride safe and have fun. See you.